And you also became involved with leading Jewish missions to Cuba. So can you talk about that?
Cuba has been a passion of mine for quite a while. I've been there on 7 different occasions. I started in 1994. A friend of mine, a co-founder of the synagogue, was a Cuban-born Jew who left around 1960 and had not returned, but was eager to go back. So we knew each other only for a few months, and he said that he was going back to Cuba. He found a group called Jewish Solidarity, which was organized in Miami to help the Jews of Cuba. And my friend was going back and said to me, "You should come with me." His wife wasn't going, and I said, after thinking about it a little bit, because I was a victim of the American perception of Cuba, terrible communist dictatorship, and the chances were unlikely that we would ever get out. If we voluntarily went to Cuba, surely we would be arrested. And I realized that that was too silly after thinking about it for a little while. So we went, and that was at the end of '94, and I just fell in love with the island and the Jewish community and the non-Jews, and it is just the most wonderful place. But we go primarily to let the Jewish communities in Cuba know that they are not forgotten, that they have support. I insist that everybody on my trips, everybody has to bring aid. They have to bring 11 pounds of either food or medicine in a bag. And when we go into the synagogues, we leave lots of bags of food or medicine.
Why 11 pounds?
It's 5 kilos. It's a somewhat arbitrary number because if I asked for more, then they wouldn't be able to bring footwear or something like that. And so there were 25 people on the last trip, so this is over 250 pounds of all sorts of things. But it helps the community. It's actually tangible aid, but it also lets them know that people remember them. And I've also shipped a Torah. The congregation in the town of Camagüey in the interior uses a Torah that I shipped there. That was particularly gratifying. I found somebody to donate a Torah, and then I wrapped it and shipped it. It's great, and I've shipped multi-ton quantities of powdered milk because they don't have enough protein. And the Jews of Cuba share with their Gentile neighbors. So it's not that the Jews are the only ones getting aid. They're part of the community. There's no institutionalized anti-Semitism in Cuba. And there's no history of it, and the Cuban people are just wonderful. So
economically, and how is the Jewish community faring?
Just as badly as the rest of the country. That's the one thing that the Cuban government has really figured out. It's how to make everyone poor. So they have made sure that the Jews are not discriminated against, and they're just as poor as everybody else in the same way.